Vladimir Putin has quite a number of enemies, so it's not surprising how much he puts in to ensure he is safe in his own country, or even outside. From the wide-scale surveillance and advanced securities, just to mention a few. Allow us to take you through his security strategies and how stressful it can be to be on the security team. Vladimir Putin, a severely paranoid megalomaniac who has effectively cut himself off from his own people and the rest of the world, has spent the last 20 years gradually redistributing Russia's vast wealth to the creation of an all-encompassing security state. The Russian president has been hanging guns on the walls in preference to any other national endeavor ever since the 2004 Beslan school shooting, which served as the original justification for this diversion. He has more than enough training to assess dangerous situations and protect himself during a one-on-one confrontation. From the way he walks, you would notice how he swings one arm and keeps the other one relatively still. That follows decades of KGB training. It allows him to constantly keep his hand by his side in case he needs to pull out a weapon. Some would say that Putin always has a gun on his sleeve, but one thing is certain about Putin: he is obsessed with keeping himself secure and healthy. And evidence was the measures he put in place to prevent contracting COVID-19. He was seen wearing a hazmat suit with a full-face respirator before visiting the hospital all through 2020, and anytime he visits top world leaders, he ensured to keep a distance between himself and them, sometimes even up to 20 feet. Isn't this ironic, given Russia was the first country to come up with a COVID-19 vaccine? You might want to ask, who is in charge of keeping Putin safe? Well, Russian President Vladimir Putin is often surrounded by his specialized security guards who call themselves musketeers. Putin's bodyguards comprise a special unit within Russia's Federal Protective Service, or FSO, which traces its roots back to 1881 when Tsar Alexander III surrounded himself with guards following the assassination of his father by a bomb-throwing revolutionary, according to The Economist. The bodyguards are handpicked for qualities that include operational psychology, physical stamina, and the ability to withstand cold and not sweat in the heat. Well, if you ask me, that's probably why not any person can be on their team. The musketeers are reportedly outfitted with special briefcases that serve as shields to protect Putin and carry Russian-made 9mm SR-1 Vector pistols, loaded with armor-piercing bullets. They also go everywhere with Putin when he is flying his legendary airplane that looks basically like an illusion, IL-96300 model airplane that was reported to cost a whopping sum of $50 million, with a huge level of security and luxury that so many heads of state can't even boast of. The plane has 87 phones, a video teleconference system, and an incredible golden bathroom, so Putin can always stay at the top even when he is several miles up in the air. Putin's guards aren't just to stand as a shield for an ongoing bullet. They also try to avoid danger long before it has a chance of happening. For example, before Putin travels, the security team scouts out his location months in advance to see how the public will likely react, as well as whether the region might be hit by inclement weather or natural disasters. They inspect wherever he's going and install jamming devices to prevent remote detonation of bombs, and technicians conduct electronic surveillance of cell phones and other devices in the area. Also, someone on the team had to taste whatever food he was served to ensure he was not poisoned, just like that of a medieval king. According to the founder of Club des Chefs, a culinary organization whose members cook for the heads of state and monarchs around the world, the tasters ensure that the food is safe, and unlike the middle-aged king of security, Putin gives it a modern twist. In 2018, while they posed for pictures at the World Cup soccer tournament in Moscow, one bodyguard was seen interfering with renowned mixed martial artist Conor McGregor by putting his arm over Putin's shoulders. In the video, the man briefly enters the frame, fixes McGregor with a steely glare, and motions for him to stop, causing the fighter to hastily retract his arms and fold his hands together sheepishly. The fighter looks so bad after the fight, and you don't have a choice but to feel bad for him. So what are the strategies Putin's securities employ before setting out? The first one is preparation. They are always prepared. The team is ensured to have done a full analysis assessing the possibility of social unrest, crime, and natural disasters like floods or earthquakes, months before Putin leaves his residence to appear anywhere in public. Members of the guard arrive at the place first to coordinate their security schedule with local authorities. They check the accommodation from the rooftop to the bottom making sure everything is repaired. That way no repairmen or technicians would be needed to access his living quarters. You will agree that this is another level of security. They have the extensive ability to undertake operations and investigations, including electronic eavesdropping, opening mail, inspecting houses, seizing vehicles, and arresting and questioning suspects. Second, they use complex security measures and effective weapons. This strategy becomes effective when Putin appears in public. The guards organize themselves loosely into 4 circles. The first circle, which happened to be the closest to the president, is his personal guards. This consists of some pretty menacing men in suits and sunglasses. They are equipped with an earpiece and suitcase, which look normal on the outside. The sight of these guys is enough to chase any attacker. The suitcases they carried are armed with AK-47s, anti-tank grenade launchers, and portable anti-aircraft missile as protective shields. Now you're thinking, this circle is the most important to Putin. Well, let's look at the second circle. Unlike the first set, they are not black-looking fellas. They dress formally and are hidden amid the crowd searching for potential attackers. The third circle is the perimeter of the crowd. Their job is to prevent suspicious persons from being in the presence of Putin. While the fourth and last member of the circle is the snipers. They're perched on the surrounding rooftops and their job is to take down any potential threats the first 3 circles couldn't handle. They can shoot up to 40 bullets per minute, using a bulletproof vest from 50 meters distance. They also go about with Kevlar umbrellas, which are super sturdy and can deflect projectiles. During Putin's appearance in public places or when he's on the road, the guards have an additional security measures, like the installation of bulletproof glass screens around him. The security team is always on standby, and if there is any flop, the person responsible will get fired. Their job is to prevent an attack even before it happens at all. Aside from their unique skills in how to handle weapons, any members of the security forces must have extreme driving skills just like in action movies. Putin doesn't just sit at the back of any car, he rides in a special custom-made presidential limo. The automobile is built to rival foreign brands like Rolls-Royce, and it took $192 million to develop. Putin's presidential limo can withstand chemical attacks and sniper fire, and has built-in advanced communication equipment, making it a mobile command center as well. The back seats are retractable for extra security, and even when the blinds on the windows are completely shut, occupants of the limo can still see what's happening outside. The limo also has built-in cameras that provide live CCTV footage. Despite all these strategies, Russia's Federal Protection Service is rumored to occasionally use a body double for Putin. So are you thinking of signing up as one of Putin's guards? Well, as you can imagine, it takes a lot of training and experience to protect someone with so many enemies as Putin. The major thing members of the security team are required to have is an operational psychology, which is the ability to detect and prevent threats without being noticed. Every applicant must be younger than 35. Other requirements for the position are that applicants have a height between 175 and 190 centimeters and a weight between 75 and 90 kilograms. To comprehend who approaches the president and how these persons should be treated, the personal guards of the president must also speak other languages and be essentially adept in politics. Putin's bodyguards reportedly have to be replaced upon turning 35, but they can be rewarded with powerful new posts as regional governors, federal ministers, special service commanders, and presidential administrators. Well, with a net worth that has been estimated to be between $140 billion and $200 billion, you'll agree there is no way he will walk on the street with no security. Still curious about Putin? Be sure to check out our other videos on him. Thanks for watching.